Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be talking about what is the Burr Method and why you should be using the Burr Method to acquire rental properties. Coming up. Okay, so what is the Burr Method and why should you using the Burr Method to acquire rental properties? Well, the Burr Method is really just a very simple acronym. It's a strategy that we use. So let's break that down first, and then we'll talk about why you'd want to be using this strategy and why you should definitely be using this strategy. So the Burr Method, let's start there. What is it, right? The Burr Method is a simple strategy that we're using to acquire rental properties with little to no money. And it's an acronym. So Burr in itself is an acronym, and it starts with the letter B, and that means to buy properties. So B is the first letter. And then there's 4 R's that follow the Burr Method. And those R's stand for rehab the property, rent the property, refinance the property, and then repeat the process. So buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. That's what the acronym stands for. So we love using this strategy because we're able to acquire properties with little to no money in the end. So why would you want to use this strategy? Why should you use this strategy? Well, you should highly consider using this strategy because owning assets is the name of the game. That's what we want to do. We want to own assets because assets make us wealthy. Assets put money in our pocket every single month. And certain assets like real estate will help you prevent and offset paying a ton of taxes every year. So using this method is a great way to acquire real estate, rental properties, assets. However, if you get good at using this strategy, you can acquire these properties with little money and oftentimes no money out of pocket in the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy properties, but we're going to buy them at a discount. It's very, very important. If we're paying in retail, this strategy won't be as useful. But if we're buying properties at a discount, ideally 20% at a minimum, hopefully 25, 30 or greater percent, then we're off to the races and the strategy gets really, really easy. So first and foremost, we're going to go find a property and we're going to buy it. Next, we're going to renovate that property. We're going to rehab it. We're going to update it. So if we're able to get a big discount on a property, that often means that that property is going to need a lot of work. Not always, but it often is. So what we're going to do is we're going to make that property look pretty again. And we're typically going in my business and spending about $20,000 roughly to rehab a property. We're going to put a new roof on it. We're going to put new windows on it. We're maybe going to update the kitchen, the bath, the flooring. We like doing HVACs, water heaters, plumbing stacks, basically anything and everything that's going to have a high ticket cost. We want to reduce a lot of those expenses later, so let's do them now. But there's a really good strategy there by doing it now. So once we purchase at a discount and we rehab the property, next what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to lease the property out. We're either going to do it ourselves or we're going to bring in a property manager and we're going to get it rented. And then last but not least, we're going to go to a bank and we're going to say, hey, we already own this property because we do. We borrowed money from a private or hard money lender to buy it, and we want to refinance this loan. We want to transfer the risk from the current lender over to a local bank or a local credit union. And the bank's going to say, hey, no problem. Let's send out an appraiser and see what the property's worth. And then we'll give you a 80% loan, maybe a 75% loan, but ideally 80% on this property. Well, if we are all in with our private lender who lent us, and it could be a hard money lender too, but they lent us the purchase and the rehab, right? If we can be all in for less than 80% and our bank will lend 80%, then we won't have any of our own money invested in the property in the end. So we go to the bank for the refinance and they send out an appraisal and they lend 80% of what it appraises for. Well, if I owe my lender less than 80% of what it appraises for, that means I can pay him back the purchase, the rehab, the interest, and additional costs like closing costs and holding costs and interest to that lender. And I can be all into this newly renovated, rented piece of real estate, rental property, AKA an asset, making money every month with little to no money, ideally no money in the end. And this is what we like to refer to as the Burr Method. So what it is very simple. It's buy at a discount. It's rehab the property. It's rent the property. It's refinance the property. And the very last R stands for repeat. So we're going to repeat this process over and over and over again. So Burr is nothing more than an acronym that basically lays out a strategy that we are going to use to acquire and add properties to our portfolio. So why would you want to use the Burr Method, and why should you be considering using this method right away if you are not already using it? Well, that's very, very simple to answer that question. And the answer is because you want to acquire assets, and you want to acquire them with as little of your own money as possible, hopefully none of your own money, and you want to scale. You want to be able to do this over and over and over again. Well, with the Burr Method and the right tools, you can do this. You can acquire assets. You can use very little, if not any, of your own money to do so. And you can scale this, meaning you can have 2 or 3, or in my case, sometimes 10, 12, 15 different projects going on at the same time that all are going to have the very same result in the end. They're going to be a rental property that's going to create cash flow, and it's going to be something that you're going to be able to acquire in the end with little to none of your own money. Amazing strategy. So I just laid out what it is and why you'd want to use it. If you want to learn more about this strategy or about working with me personally to help you build your own portfolio of assets, of rental properties, hit me up. Book a call with my team. We would love to talk with you more about how we can help you. You can find out more over at wholesalinginc.com/rentals. Again, that's wholesalinginc.com/rentals. That link will connect you with my team. You can book a call, and we can hopefully help you acquire a bunch of assets, rental properties, using the Burr Method with little to none of your own money.